Welcome to MCN and Ducati's 2023 Streetfighter V4 SP2. Now, for such a special Super Naked, we thought we'd come and ride it on one of the best tracks in the world. We're here at Imola in northern Italy, and let's go and have a look at the bike. Here it is. So this is based on the, there's Manuel Poggiali there. This is based on the 2023 Ducati Streetfighter V4 and V4S. So it's had a number of updates, new electronics, U-shaped tank, basically all the upgrades that the 2022 Panigale's got. And we rode the SP2 at its launch in Almeria early in 23. Ducati have kind of tamed the beast really, mainly with new electronics and mapping, plus a few other little detail changes, including a 4mm higher swing arm pivot. But this is the SP2 version, so there was an SP1 I suppose you'd call it, in 2022, and this is the special one. So this one costs £30,595, so not cheap. And like all SPs, it's got a winter testing paint job. So you've got a lacquered brushed aluminium tank, and the rest of it's all black with flashes of red. And then the thing that makes it the SP are carbon fibre wheels, so they're going to make the biggest difference to the way it rides. You've got carbon fibre mudguard, carbon fibre winglets, a dry clutch, and it's a numbered bike as well, although it's not going to be made in limited numbers. So the only way you can really get the most out of this bike is around the track. So we're going to stick our leathers on and head out to this amazing racetrack, which is basically in the middle of a park in Imola. And as you're going around, you can actually see the houses and people hanging out there washing, which is pretty surreal. I suppose it's a lot like an English track. It's very up and down, lots of blind corners, kind of like Alton Park on steroids, I guess. You can also check out our other video where we're also riding the Ducati V4R today. Not a bad day's work. There's no question the Streetfighter is pretty special before you've even put loads of goodies on it to make it into the SP2. It is a full-blooded superbike with straight bars, and it's probably the most serious of all the Super Nakeds. It's designed with one thing in mind, and that's to go faster around a racetrack. And riding the SP2 version here at Imola just kind of highlights all its good traits really. It is really fast. You know, we're in the fast group here, and it will easily, if you get a good run out the corners, it will keep up with superbikes down the straights. It's really impressive. The electronics really help it. You know, the mapping makes it nice and friendly to ride, despite having 205 bhp, which is actually the same as the standard Streetfighter. The power is no different with this bike. It absolutely monsters the straights. The braking is phenomenal, and the riding aids, you know, you need a lot of anti-wheelie on a bike like this. Just calms it down out the corners. It makes it less tiring to ride. Even though on the road you probably want to turn the anti-wheelie off to have a little bit of fun. The thing that makes it the SP2 doesn't make a whole lot of difference to the way it goes. Obviously the lighter wheels will make changes of direction a little bit easier. Without riding this back to back with the standard bike, it'd be hard to tell, but this changes direction really well. And you know, the carbon goodies, the dry clutch, that make a massive difference to the way it handles. It's worth the extra money this, just for the bling and the specialness of it, and just a little bit of extra performance as well. It is a phenomenal bike. But it does suffer a problem of Super Nakeds around a racetrack, and that's the fact that even though it's very fast, it's very hard to hold on. So, you know, once you get up to 5th and 6th on this bike, the wind's trying to peel you off the back. So it's kind of harder work in that respect. It's easier in other respects because it's got straight bars, it's easier to muscle. You've got a lot more room to move around on the bike, so that's good. But because you haven't got a lot of weight over the front wheel, because you're kind of sat further back because of the riding position, it's easy to get a bit of a twitch on down the straights. So here at Imola, coming out of some of the slower corners, when you go uphill, the bike goes into a little bit of a slapper, which isn't a problem, and it never gets out of control. It just makes things a little bit exciting. You know, if you want to set lap records, you want a superbike. There's still no substitute for a superbike. Yeah, all your weight's over the front on a superbike. You've got a lot more stability going into corners than you have on a super naked. Super naked is more about having fun around the track. It's a win-win situation, because if you're fast, you know, you're fast on a bike that doesn't look like it should be fast. And if you're slow, you've got an inbuilt excuse that you're on a super naked. So it kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off, actually. We've been riding the V4R Panigale here at Imola at the same time. And in some ways it's easier to ride because it's a little bit more precise, but you've got to be going fast on a superbike. If you're not, you know, you're not using it to its potential, but when you've got a super naked, you can actually have a little bit more fun on it. And it is brilliant fun. And to get the most out of a Streetfighter V4, Streetfighter V4S or this SP2, you need to be on a racetrack really. Away from a track is just a really, really lovely thing, which would be as nice riding down to the shops as it will be, you know, whizzing around one of the world's best circuits like this. It's a beautiful bike. If you can't afford 30 and a bit grand or 30,600 pounds, get the cheaper model, or even, you know, go back and get the original 2022 bike, which is essentially the same, just a little bit angrier. So that's us here for our little track experience on the SP2 at Imola. Thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned for our next videos coming up soon.